Hello, welcome everybody. It's March the 1st, 2024. It's episode number 12 of Into the Fire on KGRA Digital Broadcasting. How you doing, Ronnie?
I'm doing well. You're getting good at that introduction. You sound like a real radio person.
Well, I'm trying to. Maybe I can find another line of work down the line, right? I would rather do this than sitting at a metal detector or in a bank when I retire.
Okay. There you go.
All right. How's life? Everything going good?
Things are going well. Yeah. Staying busy, just messed around. I cleaned up my backyard a little bit today. I think I'm going to open up the pool next weekend maybe. And so I've been messing with that today and pretty quiet at work this week. Nothing really major going on there. So I know you guys have been busy. So anything you can talk about with that?
Well, I caught my second murder. That was on Friday night. I've been busier than ever. I've been working every day, overtime every day. And so it's going to be kind of nice just to sit here with you. And I'm absolutely excited about this guest that we're going to have on here tonight. I know a lot of other people are as well. I'm noticing people commenting on it as well. It's going to be Jermaine Rogers from Mobile, Alabama. And he's getting in here a little bit late. So we're going to riff a little bit. There's Jermaine. And he's one of those people that, in my opinion, is a real standout detective with respect to the first 48. And we'll introduce him here shortly. Hey, Barb, Kathleen, I love it. I love seeing these regular people that are joining us. Brittany, hello to you. I'm glad you're excited about this one. We are too. I think that he's going to be a lot of fun. And so I don't know. We've just been incredibly busy, and that's just kind of the way it goes sometimes. Out of the trying to think, I think we've had 11 homicides for the year, and out of the 11, 5 of those have been actually domestic related, which I think is really, really, I don't really know what the answer is. I think generally speaking, we usually have what do you think the percentage is as far as domestic related homicides? Usually about maybe 15, 20, maybe 15%.
Yeah,
roughly.
maybe. Yeah.
It's generally not 50%, but that's just the way it's kind of rolling this year for us here. Love it. Don't forget, to the people that are tuning in here, let us know where you're from, because I love seeing where you're tuning in from, and it's kind of fun for me. I will tell you that it might be next week. I can't remember who the guest is next week, unfortunately, but I know it's either next week or it's going to be in a couple of weeks. We are actually going to have somebody on here. I'm going to save it for a surprise, but we're actually going to have a giveaway, and that's going to be really fun. We're going to give that a shot. And if we really like it, then we may give some more stuff away down the line. They're willing to give us some prizes to give out. And I think that's really a lot of fun. And I want to do more of that if I can, actually. We'll just see how that flies. And we want to be trendsetters. So we want to set the bar really high to where the other shows are they're going to be forced to have to give stuff away too, to stay up, right? That's what we're looking to do. And also, no, go ahead.
I was going to say, I see a message from Barb, and no, I am not the bow tie guy. That's Matt Frazier. It's not Ritter either. Matt Frazier, he left before I did. So I think a lot of you guys know that we can see these messages that are coming in. So like Jason has said, just keep sending them in. We can't necessarily answer all of them. And that one caught my eye. There's a ton that they pop in here and then it just keeps rolling through. Right. So I did see that one, but no, Matt Frazier, not me.
And thanks for the well, I didn't even catch that. What was it about the bow tie? I hated that bow tie.
He asked if I was the bow tie guy, or is that Ritter? And it's neither of us. No. It's Mr. Matt.
Yeah.
He does surgical cells now or something like that.
Yeah, he does.
I did see him not too long ago, and I think Jason, I think you're the one who put me in touch with this last year. There's a charity fundraiser for people with disabilities here in Tulsa. They have a big facility over at 11th and Utica. And last year, me and Matt played a game of horse, and they had a bunch of other people who are known throughout Tulsa playing horse against each other in their basketball gym and raising money for that facility. And the Natalie Cash, local radio personality here, reached out to me again, and I told her I could help out with that. So I think we may be doing that again at some point next month.
Yeah, and remember, you guys can follow. Ronnie doesn't have social media. He's just kind of one of those people that doesn't, and it's probably great that you don't. But I do, and I've got a lot of different places that you can reach me. You can follow me. You can ask me questions, and I try to answer every single question that comes my way. Believe it or not, I actually find the time to do that. Also, remember that with KGRA Digital Broadcasting, if you're just an absolute super fan that just needs more than you can stand, and you just want to have unlimited access and be really of MVP, you can actually go to kgradb.com and you can use promo code DET White and you actually get 30% off. Plus, it shows them that our fans are actually tuning in and they're doing stuff like that. Also, I also want to remind you, actually the chief is in this thing. He's watching us. I want to thank, he actually has briefing with the chief. That's Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Eastern time. And he's got some really interesting shows on there. I want to thank him. I think he's in here watching, and I want to thank him for actually giving us a shout out, and we appreciate that as well. So give his show a look, and also remember there's iDetective, which is Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then there's a show right behind us that is called Wiretap, and once again they get into a lot of the current events and the current things that are going on in the world, somewhat controversial at times. And I mentioned this last week that we really kind of we can't really get into some of those issues they get into more probably from time to time, not necessarily iDetective, but sometimes they do too, but sometimes with the, political side stuff that's going on, drama or whatever, that sometimes, and we just can't get into that too much, or we're going to really make people mad that are above my pay grade. So we try to stay away from that. Also, I don't know, but I will mention this. I haven't seen this clip yet, but I really want to watch it. And it has to do with something. I think somebody was telling me about it, where some police chief back in New Jersey or something showed up drunk on his police officer's car stop and acted like a real moron. So I will say this: if you're one of those people that is in the police field and you have a diminished IQ level and you're just a complete idiot, then maybe you should consider trying to get another job in some other occupation, because we don't need that in this world.
I didn't read the article or watch the video, but I think I saw the headline of what you're talking about. Because was it where they like slammed him on the hood of a car or something? I saw some headline about a police chief.
I didn't see it.
On the hood of a car.
I haven't seen it, but let me just remind everybody that's listening here, that is not representative of the general police officer that's out here on the streets. As a matter of fact, that happens so infrequently. There's 17,000 law enforcement agencies throughout this country, and you have hundreds of thousands of police officers. And unfortunately, when you have one moron, and I'll say it, that's basically what he was acting like. And I haven't even seen it, but I don't need to see it. I just already know that I've heard about it. That is such a minuscule molecule of the number of police officers that are exceptional officers out there. So don't let that. I know the people that are watching this they're not cop haters, but just remember that's very rare.
And I know you and I have talked about this a lot, especially when I would help you teach up at our academy or a couple other places I went with you with. And we were telling the officers, don't be doing something stupid, because if you do something, it doesn't just affect you or your department. It can affect the entire country, the entire law enforcement community, if through case law or different policies, rules, law, anything like that. So I know you and I have talked about that a lot with our APOs and everything. So
all right,
I just want to echo what you were saying there. Is it's just like I've said many times, just don't be stupid.
All right, cool. I think Jermaine's about ready to roll. I'm looking down and I'm seeing him, and he looks all nervous. I want you to take a breath, Jermaine. I know we're live. You guys can't see him, but I can see him down here in my screen. Jermaine, it's live, but just relax, buddy. You're going to be great. All right, let's go ahead and introduce him and bring him in. I'm so thankful that he's decided to come in here and help us out. It's Corporal Jermaine Rogers, an absolute standout when it comes to detectives in the world of homicide. I'm proud to know him. I got to meet him. Basically, he was born and raised in Mobile, Alabama, and that is me with the famous Jermaine and Kiki. I like Kiki too. But he grew up playing sports. He attended the University of Louisiana, where he played football, received his bachelor's degree in criminal justice, began working for the Lafayette Parish Sheriff's Office after graduation. And after working for the LPSO for a year, he decided to move back to Mobile, Alabama. A couple of months after moving back to Mobile, he started with the Mobile Police Department in 2012. God, I've been in homicide longer than you've been a cop there. That's good. Well, that says something. It says that how good he is that he's been able to make it to homicide. But his first 3 years on the department was spent in patrol. And during his time in patrol, he was featured on a show that many of you have heard of, which is called Cops. Man, he's been all over. He's been on Cops and the First 48. Holy cow. All right. And then he was transferred to homicide in May of 2016. He spent a short time in the Strategic Initiatives Unit, the Assault and Robbery Unit, and he currently is assigned to the Homicide Unit. And I'm pleased to welcome Jermaine Rogers. Welcome. Welcome to the show.
What's up, Jason? What's up, Ronnie?
How are you, sir?
Look,
he rushed to get here. Huh?
I rushed to get. I'm literally sweating. I'm wiping away my sweat. My girl and them, they won their championship game.
Good.
So
nice.
That's good. So we'll be heading to Birmingham next weekend to play another game. So
nice. Excellent. All right. I love it. Hey, I'm glad you're here. And I'm sitting here. I was reading something about the Lafayette Parish Sheriff's Office. Right. And believe it or not, we actually worked with the new Iberia Police Department recently. They just started their police department like 3 or 4 years ago. Right. And we actually helped them solve a murder. It was really a lot of fun. Wow. But man, it's great to have you here, honestly. And I've told you this before. I am an absolute fan of Mobile Homicide. I really am. I think that I do what?
I say I'm a fan of y'all. For sure.
Well, I think that your department, I've said this for years, that you guys are like a mini Tulsa. Not that you're any less, okay, but that you're just a smaller team, because you guys work like a team and you've figured it out. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yes. Yes.
How many homicide detectives do you guys have there?
4.
No. Yeah. So
what? Are you guys shorthanded right now or what?
So I don't know if y'all remember Glenn Barton. He left. He went to he's working with another agency. So he upgraded, I guess, from us. He's working a federal job now. So that's great. He's working with ATF. So that's pretty much good.
That's great.
I mean, we're 4 in. I mean, we grind every day. And when you talk about like teamwork, man, I hear about other homicide units not going out as a team to work cases, but man, it's so beneficial to have a team to go out and and just get things done. Pretty much 4 of us been working for more than 8 years. I know since I've been in homicide for 8 years, it's been me, Julius Nettles, Sergeant Gillespie, and Nick.
Yeah, I love Gillespie. I love Julius.
Right. So
all of you guys, man.
They was in homicide before I got to homicide, and then of course we added Kiki and Roy Graves to the crew. But that's how it's been.
So what in the world prompted you, or what got you interested in working homicide to begin with?
Man, so all right. So I started my career, like I said, in patrol, and believe it or not, I say grew up. Well, First 48 came when I was in high school, so I've been watching the show for the longest. So I'm in patrol, and I always wonder, okay, what if I wanted to do homicide? Okay, I love watching it. And Memphis was my favorite city back then. Everybody loved Caroline Mason.
Oh yeah, Mullins, they're freaking awesome.
So it was always easy to watch that show and be like, oh man, I know who did it. That person did it. Oh, that person did it. TV made it look so easy, and it's not. Like, and people don't realize. People think that we can solve cases just because TV leads you to what the suspect is. So that's the easiest part. But what got me to homicide, I think it was an interest that I took after working in my area that I patrolled. There was nothing but homicide, nothing but death. It was a rough area where I was patrolling. Came in homicide in 2016, and it just went on from there. I mean, if it was any unit I wanted to go to, it was the homicide unit. That was the unit. When you're in patrol, you look at these guys like they're gods, So I was get to that unit and actually see, how they work, and been there since then.
Yeah, I think that's
how many
great.
murders do you guys usually get a year?
We've been down recently, probably the last 2 or 3 years. But I think last year we were in our 30s. I think this year, we're at maybe 8 or 9. So, I mean, we're in a city of 210,000.
Okay.
So roughly half the size of Tulsa.
You said that's the size.
Sorry, go ahead.
So you saying what's the size of Tulsa?
I think Tulsa's a little over 400,000.
Yeah, Tulsa's the 47th largest city. So we're basically a little smaller than Minneapolis, and we're a little bigger than Cleveland, Ohio. So we have 402,000 people. We cover an area of 196.8 square miles, and we have an authorized strength of police officers of 950, but we don't have anywhere near that. I think we've probably got somewhere in the neighborhood of 700 and something. We can't fill our academy classes, right now, but we also have a bachelor's degree requirement, that makes it a little bit more difficult to get people to come here. Yeah. That's been like that since the 70s. They're not in any interest in changing that anytime soon. It's brought up all the time, and the city just wants to maintain that. So, but we still manage to get people to come in, just not filling our academy classes, unfortunately.
Wow. So it starts with a bachelor's degree. I must pay really good.
Well, our top out for the regular police officer without any promotions, and you're big time. You're a supervisor. So, but for us, just for the slick sleeve police officer, we've managed to get our pay up to about 102 something, and that's with no overtime. But that's also, yeah.
102 what?
Yeah. Hey, you got a degree? You were interested in moving?
I have a master's. What you?
Come on. Yeah, 102. But we're back. Well, there's a possibility we may actually get another big raise, but it's you never know. Yeah. Hey, I'll tell you what. With this economy, it's still tough. I mean, that's not very good. What do you guys top out at, actually, if you don't mind sharing?
I'm not coming behind that 102.
Hey, by the way, I want you to tell your deputy chief down there that's a super fan of the First 48. Would you know his name?
Steve Jackson.
Yes. Shout out to him. Shout out to Deputy Chief Steve Jackson. He has sent me some patches. He's a super fan of the show, honestly. So let's talk just briefly. I'm curious. Now, you guys were on the show for a long time. You've experienced what we've experienced. I'm sure you've had people showing up at your office, wanting a tour, wanting to meet you guys, take photos and all that. Well, heck, we experienced when I met you down in Mobile, and I ran in there, and heck, we were getting swarmed, yes. Literally. Yes. Roddy, you wouldn't believe it. We were getting swarmed from people from other parts of the country that were at that restaurant wanting to take pictures with us, which was a ton of fun. And I'm sure you guys get that still to this day in from being on the show as long as you guys were. So you guys recently actually, I was there the last day you guys were filming in Mobile, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
And so what was the reason for that?
Man, to be honest with you, so I guess I think the last contract we had was 2 years, and then after that 2-year contract, that was it. Not sure why or reason. I mean, they don't come in to us, to the homicide unit, and ask us, hey, this is what we're gonna do. We heard it the same way everybody else heard it through the news, seeing it news and things like that. I mean, filming for 8 years. I guess they figured out that was enough, but they said we'll probably visit that again soon. So
cool.
It's possible that they may come back. I mean, they're still here now, of course, following up on open cases that they have with the city now. So,
and that was something that I know that we've talked about too, Jason, in the past, that people would ask us similar questions and be like, look, that the New York bigwigs talked to the mayor and the police chief and all that, and they didn't come and ask us for our opinion on it. And then, hey, we're going to have a lunch next week. First 48's coming to town. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So most people probably think that's weird that they don't ask the guys who are going to have a camera stuck in their face, all the time, but they don't.
So let me tell you. So May of shortly before I got to Homicide in May of 2016, I got the word that I was coming to Homicide. So I'm excited. I'm ready. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go to Homicide. So I get all my clothes ready, get my tie and stuff ready, my bow tie, my clothes ready. And I'm thinking that I'm gonna start on Monday, so Friday night come. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna start Homicide come Monday. And then next thing you know, Mother's Day, on that Sunday morning, we get our first Homicide. And I'm like, man, I'm thinking I'm supposed to start on Monday. Then I started then. But man, it's exciting. I bought this this blue pea coat before I got the Homicide. So I'm walking in the back door, and I don't know if y'all know Jeff Booth. He left maybe six years ago from Homicide, but he always jokes around with me. And he's like, I brought this pea coat in. I said, man, look, this is a pea coat I bought, for when I get the Homicide. He said, man, I don't know if you're coming to Homicide now. I was like, well, I gotta take my pea coat back. So it was just a joking around with me, man. But it was actually fun though, man. But as far as the show, it helped us a lot on our cases, So now people want to talk to you. They see the work that we put in on the show.
Yeah.
And they know that we're not just sitting in the office, sitting on our hands and doing things like that. Now they get to visually see how we work, and they want to give information out. Like my Facebook inbox will blow up all the time with information, just because what they see on TV.
Yeah. Agreed.
When they left,
it's a good thing.
Weird? Sorry, Jason. When they left, was it weird that there wasn't a camera following you around?
Oh, so we haven't had a camera in a few months, unless it's an open case. But when they first started, I was used to kind of filming with the show Cops for 9 weeks.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that bad with me. I know other guys had, it was kind of uncomfortable for them to be on camera. But they didn't get in our way at all. I'm not sure if y'all work with like Brandon Bell.
Oh yeah.
Gordo, Adam.
Oh yeah. Well, Adam's an OG. He opened. Yeah, he opened the city.
Yeah, Adam is my dog, man. Like,
I got to tell you a funny story real quick, Jermaine. So we had Brandon Terrell here for like a minute. All right, the first time he'd ever been to Tulsa, literally. No, I know.
I know this story.
We were up in like another town following up on another deal. They put out a first of all, he came here thinking, oh, this is going to be nice and easy. I don't think he'd ever been to Tulsa really. And so he's like, yeah, I heard that this is really nice. Dude, we were getting slammed with murders. I mean, it was like he was never going home kind of deal. And me and Ronnie were up in another town, and I ended up being up like real quick. And then it was a gang murder where there's like 100 people at the scene. It's a riot almost, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I grabbed, plus I spilled my freaking icy all over the freaking car. It was brutal. Remember that, Ronnie? It was your car, I think.
You're leaving some little bit out.
And Brandon goes, he was going, mother effer. I would rather film in First 48 Juarez than ever come back here to Tulsa again. Oh, he was. What am I leaving out? Is there more?
Part of it. So we stopped at a Sonic. So we were up on that other deal, on that other case. We're heading back to town. We stop at a Sonic and they're getting drinks and ice cream or whatever. And this other murder gets toned out, and we're sitting there. Jason's not happy about it because he wasn't really up. Nathan was supposed to be up, and he was getting ready to go on vacation.
Oh,
Brandon's in the back seat. Brandon's in the back seat, not doing what you just said, Jason. But then after, I don't know, 5 minutes of both of you guys just kind of sitting there crying, I was like, hey, you might want to start filming because Jason's going to get this case. I'm not taking it. It's Nathan's. Yeah. I'm like, no, he's going on vacation. This is yours. And sure enough, we showed up and Jason had to take it. But yeah, it was a very comical scene.
Yeah, I was so mad. I really was. I was furious because I hate gang cases. And I'm sure they're not one of your favorites either. They're just difficult. It's tough, man. Those are just hard cases.
Yes, it is. And speaking of Brandon, so Brandon came. So what I was trying to get to, so I came in May of 16. First 48 started filming like June of 16. So a lot of those old cases, I'm just starting. Like I don't have a clue about homicide really. I just came from patrol. Like we didn't do search warrants. We didn't do anything. So it was a huge learning curve for me. But the guys that's still here now are the guys that helped me get to where I am today, where I am now. If y'all ever watch our interviews or anything like that, and we call it the box that we get in for the interview room, man, I sit back and I had to learn for a while to listen to Julius, listen to Gillespie, listen to Nick and those type guys to actually know how to conduct an interview. But man, though, when I sit back and watch the old episodes, I'm like, man, does it look like I know what I'm doing? Those are the things, because when you go and watch, like, man, I look young and man, but it was when you look at some of those shows at 8 years old. And some people, when I run into them out in the streets, they ask me how my daughter's doing, like how's my newborn doing? Like, well, that episode is like 6 years old, right? So she's 6 years.
Yeah.
A lot of people think those shows are like a month old.
There's 2 episodes that really stand out to me about Mobile. Number one, and it's one of my favorite first 48 episodes of all time, really. And I've been a fan of this show since 2004. But it's arguably my favorite. It's probably my favorite Mobile episode of them all. And that's that missing lady that you guys ended up finding
in Biloxi.
That her son. Yes. Yeah. Right. Man, the work that you guys put in on that case. And if you're a viewer of this show right now, you need to look for that case, because if you want to see teamwork at its best and a tough case, and you guys just absolutely rocked it on that deal. And to find her, in our world as a homicide detective, that's exactly what that's the kind of case that you're like, it's an epic. That's a career case. And whose case was that?
That was Gillespie's case.
Okay. Yeah, it was epic, man. I loved that case, and just how you guys worked together on it. I thought it was amazing.
Oh, for sure, man. K. Raines was the K. Raines case. So let me tell you a funny story about that. So I'm fresh on homicide. I'm still new to homicide at that point. So they say, hey, Jermaine, go over there and stake out the house for a second. Well, okay, I ride over there to check out the house, and I'm telling myself, I'm like, man, I think I'm too close. I said, I'm gonna put in reverse just maybe a few feet. So I'm thinking I'm behind this bush. Dude, tell me why a suspect walks to the mailbox and looks directly at my way. So after he turned and walked away, I put in reverse some more to get back. I'm like, dude, that was a real rookie move that I did, man.
Yeah.
I didn't know if he spotted it or not, but those are the things I can laugh about now. But man, it was something.
The second case that I'm going to mention real quick, and I know that I have no doubt in my mind you get asked about this case a lot, and that's that one where was it your cousin that got murdered, and you didn't know it until you walked up onto the scene,
right?
And I'm sure you grew up in Mobile, so I'm sure that it's not the first time that you've ran across somebody that you've known, like growing up. I would assume. So I mean, what was that? If you don't mind sharing, I mean, what was that moment like? I'm sure it was just insane.
Right. So with that case, man, we started off in the office, and they're like, hey, we have a homicide off Marfa Road at this service station. So we get over there. I get out. I'm talking to different witnesses. At the time, I hadn't even been over to where the body was. So I'm interviewing. I get up. I walk over. We're pretty much having like a little meeting, talking about what we have. And I still hadn't at the time went to go look at the victim. So I see 2 of my cousins run up. And my mom like, why are they here? And I was like, tell me they ain't my nephew. Tell me they ain't Vontae. It's like, what? So I said, I never even went over there. So once I went over there, I pulled a tarp up, and it's him. It's like, some things that was about 7 years ago. And like his face is still etched in my mind. I've seen hundreds and hundreds of bodies, but that's the one that's still here.
Yeah.
I still pulling up that tarp and still seeing his face till today. After all the faces I see, doing this job, that one sticks out to me every day.
And that's the thing about your unit, the size of your unit. It's not like Mace. It's not like, I mean, you really have to do your thing. And I think that they would have probably had to fight you to keep you from working on that case. Am I right?
You're right.
I mean, Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and I would have been right there with you if they would have probably tried to say, hey, you may want to sit back on this. But I think that in that case, I think you're going to work. I mean, you're still going to be professional. You're still going to do what needs to be done. But that had to have been incredible. What happened to the killer on that?
So he pled and he got 18 years.
18 years, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Wow.
that was tough. And when you're dealing with witnesses that you're not sure if they're actually going to try to show up to trial or things like that, I mean, that was hard. It was hard, of course, for our family to digest about him getting that amount of time. Yeah, that one was tough.
I'll tell you, and you've been raising your nephew. I'm sorry, Ronnie. Go ahead.
No, I was just. I mean, if you want to go keep down that road, that's fine. My question, if you get a chance to talk about it, when we were talking about the teamwork that you guys had up here, we have fugitive warrant squad, basically like a U.S. Marshal task force type thing. Do you guys have anything like that down there that helps you track down witnesses and your suspects, or do you guys have to do that all on your own?
Come for trial?
No, just so like when we get a murder, there's a group on TPD that there's, I don't know, six or 8 of them, and I mean they basically get activated from chasing people who are wanted, and will help us track down whatever we need, help on surveillance and stuff like that. Do you guys have any group like that down there?
Yeah, we do. We have several units that we can call on. Man, in the beginning of homicides, man, we used to go out and look for our dudes ourselves. Like we didn't call anyone else to come. Guys, we went out and did it. But like later on, during my homicide career, we pretty much sent other units to go pick up our guys.
Yeah. Sorry, Jason.
Hey, well, I was just going to say that one of the other things. Hey, I don't even know. I don't even want to get you in trouble for mentioning this, but I ended up sending you guys something back in the day, along with some patches. You remember what I sent you?
Hold on. Did it have to do with some rodents?
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Is it close to you?
Hey,
is it hanging up still or not?
Who's?
Okay, are we allowed to even speak on that? I don't want to.
No, we can. It may be in Gillespie's office, but
okay.
Look, it was bad in here, man. It was bad. And you know what? I think did Brandon see y'all a picture or something?
Do what?
Did Brandon?
Oh no. I heard you had like a murder board, and what he's talking about, you had a little bit of a rat problem in your office.
We did, and it's not even the rats that we would love to be in our office. You know what I'm saying? So
that's good right there.
You know what I'm saying?
And listen, people are hearing this. Hang on a minute, my stupid camera. People are hearing this for the very first time. This has never been made public ever. So I appreciate you talking about it. I think it's funny.
Yeah,
but I could.
It is, but so we had to put traps around or whatever, and but we got the situation under control, and we had like a board, without we had a problem. We had a problem.
Dude, I couldn't have been in your office. I mean, I can't deal with rodents or bugs. I would have been gone. There's no way. I even told the camera people. I said when they said, "Oh man, they got all these rats and stuff, and they've been killing them." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" So what? Now, when you say not the kind of rats that you want around in the office, were these like aggressive rats?
Nah, they weren't. They weren't. I can remember one time I'm sitting in the office, I'm typing some stuff. This late at night, and you just see something out the corner of your eye. I go, man, what's that? So I get back. I want to say Glenn Barton was in the office with me, and he goes jumping around, jumping on the desk and all that. I'm like, oh my God, we really got a problem. But look, they'll need to give me a commercial if I need to advertise these people. But it's like a plug-in that we have, and as soon as we put that plug-in in, they went away.
Seriously?
Gone.
What is it like? It messes with their. It's kind of. No kidding. All right. Well, that's cool. Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So Jason, you haven't said, what did you send them?
Oh, I sent him a rubber rat. rat.
Oh yeah, it's a rubber rat. I think we still have. It may be in Gillespie's office though.
Yeah, I thought it was fun. So yeah, I can't even imagine you guys dealing with that, honestly. We've got 80 freaking comments going on up in this thing. I can't believe it. So, and I'm sorry if we can't get to any of the questions and so forth, but so what's life like for you now? I mean, I'm sure you've had opportunities come up. As a matter of fact, I will make one quick plug for Tegan Broadwater, who we've both been on his podcast. He's a class act, man. I really like him. So if you get a chance, check out Jermaine. It's called Uncommon Souls. You can pull it up on YouTube. Matter of fact, you can pull mine up too, and give them both a watch. And I watched yours, and actually Tegan reached out to me to get in touch with you, and that's how I ended up kind of getting your contact information. Well, I've been a Facebook friend of yours for a long time, but it's super cool. So what's some other opportunities or things that you got, or things maybe you got some irons in the fire if you're able to talk about it. Maybe you have nothing going on. Maybe you're just super busy.
Nothing. Well, I can't say nothing. So I ain't gonna lie. I want to act. I want to put a foot in the door and just get in.
Yeah.
So I've done one movie haven't came out yet. It's called POV.
Really?
Ready to see what that looks like. So
like a speaking park.
Right.
Speaking. Nice.
Oh,
nice.
So
hey, if they're looking for an old white cop, man, that's old, broken down, and old, and they need one, then you know where to find one.
so they have me playing this detective. It's like I don't want to be a detective anymore. I want to be something else. But in that one, I'm a detective. Actually, the city has something going on that's pretty nice. Just pretty much talking about life's choices and things like that, to where we're trying to put something together to where we'll put up like short films, and I have some roles in that. So
nice. So if somebody wants to watch those, where do we go to watch those?
It'll be on YouTube. So we have a meeting next week to see what we're going to put in together. I'll send you a link. Also, I got to find out what the link is, but we
just lost. Oh, there he is.
Oh, there you go.
No, that's cool. So if you have your audio's for some reason we're not able to hear you.
We can see you, but we can't hear you.
Yeah, we can see you, but we can't hear you. While he's messing with that, that'll be really cool. And I'll tell you what, if we end up getting, are you there? We're still not able to hear you. You might have to log out and then log back in real quick. So if we get that link from him, then what we'll do is we'll put it up on one of the future episodes and so forth, and let people know what it is. That's great that they're trying to do that. It's one of those deals where they're trying to interact with the public. Yeah, man, that's what it is. I mean, it's basically building relationships with the public. For the people that are listening here, let me just give you a little secret. You've already heard one secret about the rats in Mobile. They don't have a rat problem anymore, so don't worry. You can go down there. Don't worry. But they've rectified that problem. But the second thing is that we as the police, if we have to build partnerships with the community, man, or if we can't do that, then we're wasting our time, because we solve the vast majority of our cases on talking to people. And that's just basically how that works. I don't know if he's on the private chat or whatever, but he may have to end up logging out and then coming back. But Amanda will deal with him. She'll have to call him and figure out what the problem is, I'm sure. So, all right. We're going to,
along the lines of what you were just saying, Jason, and we've probably talked about this before on this, but a lot of people, I think, because of movies and TVs, think that the vast majority of these cases are getting solved because of fingerprints and DNA and ballistic information and just instant, we have this magic machine in our hands that we can know who touched this or did that. And as you said, the vast majority of the progress we make on these cases is from talking to people, convincing people, as you like to say, to do the right thing. And we're, I think, really fortunate in Tulsa that we have the community's support and help a lot of times.
Yeah. Welcome back, Jermaine.
Hey, I forgot what
go ahead.
Nah, I forgot what I was talking about just then.
Well, you were talking about basically this link to these little short clips that your department's going to put out, which I think that's great, because, like it or not, you were on the most popular true crime show that exists out. I think it's the most popular, at least on cable, and you were on that. So I think that's your department taking advantage of something where all of you guys are familiar faces. I know Ronnie and I, we've talked about it for years. We wanted to just put ourselves on a billboard along the interstate. And like, I'm serious, if you have information, don't forget who to call, that kind of stuff.
Right.
And we actually looked into seeing, I don't know if we ever called, but we thought, it was going to be in the more seedy areas. But I mean, I don't even think we were going to ask for permission. We were just going to do it.
No, we were just going to do it and just see what happened.
But all right, so you're going to be. Go ahead, Ronnie.
I was just going to say, of all the comments, it looks like you already got a pretty good fan base for your acting career. There's a ton of comments on here, people wanting you to do this and making all kinds of comments.
Yeah, so that's the plan. So I went out to LA for a vacation. So I get there, we're Ubering, and of course everybody wants to be in LA to get their acting thing on, all of that. So it was me, my wife, and like 4 to 6 of our other friends, and we're about to get into this Uber. So we didn't have any mask or anything. So the driver gets out.
Yeah, we can't hear you again.
That's all right. Do whatever you did the last time and come back, because I want to hear about this, and maybe he's going to give us the roadmap of how to be big and famous.
Who is is it Andrew Takeuchi? Isn't he out in the LA area, the camera guy?
Yeah. Andrew's one of my favorite camera people.
Up with him.
Yeah, and by the way, guess who's coming to town to do a little fill-in stint, and it's going to be Kip. Kip is arguably he's in my top 5 camera people of all time. I love this guy. He films on Naked and Afraid, a motherload, and we're talking like in Africa, in some of the worst places that they actually send contestants. And I call him
bad a couple times.
Yeah, right? I call him like, I don't know about bit, but I know that he says that it's not quite as dangerous as they show on the, if you're going to do it, matter of fact, if you're going to do Naked and Afraid and you want to try to do that, then if you're going to do it, that's the best way to do it, because they actually have people that are standing by, and in case you get injured or something bad happens, that kind of a thing. But I don't know. It's not for me, man. I'm not doing it. But
you need to get him to play his bass for you. I don't think he's ever brought that up to the office. And he the one who he played for that band?
No, he opened for the Doobie Brothers.
Yeah.
He was in a band that opened for the Doobie Brothers, so he's kind of cool. I love me some Kip. He's one of my buds. But anyway, so hopefully he gets back on here, because I really want to ask him a couple more questions before he gets off. Anybody have any good questions for Jermaine? Maybe we can. Barb's asking, what are we drinking? Well, right now I'm drinking unsweet tea. Here, really after that, I might start. I don't know what I'm going to drink, but I'm going to probably drink something, and I
just have water in my Bicycles of Tulsa water bottle here, so yeah, nothing crazy for me.
Yeah,
Wi-Fi gods have it out for Jermaine, apparently.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something. So just for the people, we'll tell you a couple of additional things about the first 48. Number one, the cities do not make any money when it comes to the first 48. Believe it or not, we don't make any money. So the reason to have that show on there is for recruitment. That's what it is. It's simply because of recruitment. And I don't know if it really works or not. I'll be teaching at the Academy Monday and Tuesday all day, 16 hours of Jason White. Can you imagine? I mean, how incredible is that going to be for those young cops? But they're going to get 16 hours of me that they'll never forget. And it's death investigations and interview and interrogation. And I should ask them. Matter of fact, half of them don't even watch theirs, Jermaine. Thank God. I don't know how. All right, there he goes. There he is.
I think
don't worry about it.
I think we're
good. Okay, so tell me. So you went out to LA. You're doing your thing. What happened out there?
Yeah, so
getting an Uber.
So I'm in Uber. So I'm in the Uber. I get to LA. So we're out. Actually, I'm outside the Uber. So we're standing outside. We're about to get in. So the driver gets out, to put some of our things inside the car. He's like, "Well, I'm sorry, y'all can't get in. Y'all don't have any masks." So I'm standing in the back. It's like, man. So it's like everybody start moving around. Then next thing you know, the driver comes over to me. He's like, "Hey, I know you. I saw you on TV. I saw you." He's like, "You know what? Y'all don't have to worry about a mask. Don't worry about a mask. Come on."
Hey, I got to tell you something, Jermaine. Is that it?
No. So we get in the Uber. We're on the highway, and he's just talking. He's like, man, he's like, look. So then he shows me his. He was like an extra for the Fat Albert show. So he was just showing me like he was doing all the skateboard things and all that. I'm like, man, I said that's nice, man. He said, look, he said you wouldn't have a time. He said you wouldn't have a hard time. Coming out to LA and getting your thing on. He's like, you already have a foot in the door. I was like, oh, really? So I just been thinking about that the entire time.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like, man, I would love to be in somebody's studio. That'd be nice. For sure.
Yeah, right. I don't know that we necessarily got our foot in the door kind of thing, but it has opened up. It has opened up to where you do know some people in different places and things like that, which is kind of neat. But yeah, that's cool. I forgot what I was going to say. There was something I was going to mention.
I would say I had a small little part on a movie. There, a local attorney in town, Brett Schwab, his son, John Schwab, makes movies, and he asked me and Mike Elliott and Jesse McNeil, a couple cops here on Tulsa, to be some extras, and it was a crime drama called Make Me a Martyr, and I did have a speaking part, but that got cut. So you just see me, and I think it was Jesse dragging this guy through the old city jail and putting him in an interrogation room, and then we stand behind a door. So I don't. That was my 15 minutes of fame there. I didn't have any speaking roles.
Okay, I got to tell you. All right, so I did remember now. So I was in Phoenix, Arizona. While I'm in Phoenix, I needed to get a rental car, and there was some kind of a huge thing going on in Phoenix. Might have been the Barrett auction or something, the Barrett Classic Car Auction, something like that. And so there was like a shortage of rental cars or whatever. Well, anyway, I get one. There's like a line that's a mile long to get these rental cars at the airport. And I finally get up there. They give me my keys, and I walk up there. I've got a mask on. This was like COVID time where you had to wear one. And so I'm getting up there, and there's this black kid that's working this one thing, and he recognizes me with my eyes. Okay, I couldn't believe it. He goes, "Oh my God, I know who you are." And I was like, "Well, then hook a brother up." And he goes, "I got you." And the poor people that were standing next to me, they were like probably thinking, "What kind of bull jive is this?" And he just kind of set them off, and he goes, "Come on." And he was like, it was like Mr. Miyagi telling Daniel LaRusso, "Choose. You can have anything you want." No, I'm serious. And so I ended up picking a decked out sports car or something. And I was with my son, which made it even better. So we ended up getting the sports car. And when we pulled out, the girl's like, I said, "Oh, the guy, he said I could have this one." And she goes, "Okay." And waved me through it. I thought, I hope I don't get a big fat bill when this is over. But so there have been some advantages, which is kind of neat.
Right.
And I guess on the opposite of that, Jermaine, Jason and I don't think we've ever had any negative reaction. There was one lady out west one time who I think had some mental health issues, who was screaming when she saw the camera just walking through an apartment complex. Have you ever had any negative interactions with people like, "Oh, you suck, you're on the first 48, or you're a cop," or anything like that?
Nah, I haven't. I mean, it's all love. I mean, they see the work that we do. I think they appreciate that.
Yeah, I would agree 100%. That's been my experience with it as well.
For sure.
Jermaine, do you have any website or anything like that you would want to share with the public that maybe we can throw up for you if you do? If not,
it's just my Facebook right now. So I guess a lot of people know my story about my brother who was in federal prison, and he just got out like about a year ago. Yeah, about almost a year and a half ago. So he's out now, and the thing is that we're trying to do this podcast. Me and him is going to put a podcast together to where you have his side and then you have my side. So
I love it.
That's what we're trying to put together now. Hopefully we'll be running by this summer, and I think it's going to be real good to hear his 15 years in federal prison, his story, how he got there, how his path and my path. We went different ways, so different ways in life.
And you also raised your nephew basically, right? Which I think is amazing.
Right. So my nephew, his name is Tonio Coleman. He committed to the University of Alabama, and then he flipped and then committed to Auburn University. So this is his senior year coming up. Ready for the grad. He should be a mid-year graduate. So it's going to be pretty good, man.
That's probably got to be some drama down there. A flop from Bama to Auburn.
Yes, y'all don't understand. It's huge down here. Like we don't have an NFL team. We don't have a NBA team. Like college football runs the state of Alabama. Runs it. Yes.
Yeah. Well, which team are you for? I'm just curious.
So I went to school in Louisiana. So I don't. So I'm an in-state fan. Whatever team is doing good that year, that's the team I pull for. I think probably the last time I pulled for Auburn was when they had Cam Newton and I believe Nick Marshall. I think those were the times that they made it to the national championship game.
All right. So you've been on the department since 2012. And what is the future for you? What are your plans? I mean, are you planning on hanging out in Homicide for several more years, or are you going to promote, or what's the goal?
I think I took a much needed probably break from Homicide at one point when I went to strategic initiatives. I was out for like 3 months from Homicide, and then I wanted to come back. So before I came back, they had me working assaults, robbery, and also Homicide. So I just had to get back to it. For some reason, when you leave, like, okay, I really miss it, man. So I need to get back.
Yeah.
I got back to it, so I don't know. So I recently just took our sergeant's test, passed it. We just had interviews, so we'll probably know soon about who's getting promoted. So,
and if you get promoted, are you moving? Would you
know where they're going to send us? So,
yeah,
because me and Julius took the test, Nettles. So we don't know what they're going to do with us as of now.
Is there a chance you get to stay in Homicide? Because that doesn't happen in Tulsa. If you get promoted, you got to go. You're supposed to go out to patrol and then get to go other places, after a certain amount of time. But
right. So I always believe that, of course, it's not my call. It's way above me. But I think Homicide should be a unit that should have multiple sergeants. Because you can't replace the experience that you have, in Homicide. That's hard to do. But with us, we have 2 sergeants, Nick Crapo and Sergeant Gillespie. So if me and Julius get promoted, are they going to keep 4 sergeants in Homicide? I doubt it. So
and are they working cases as a sergeant?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
They do.
Well, Deputy Chief Jackson's a man in a high place. He can make it happen probably if you really need to be there, right?
Jason, I need you to put in a word for me, man. I need you to put in a word. You and Ronnie get
I will.
Oh, Assistant Chief Jackson.
He messaged me. He was super upset that I didn't holler at him when I was down there seeing you guys. Right. And I said, I'm sorry. The next time I will definitely call him. And so we're about ready to hit the wall here. We're at 53 minutes. Jermaine, I can't thank you enough, buddy, for coming on here. This is just our 12th episode. And we're one of the biggest podcasts they've ever had in the universe. So we're really making. I know it's amazing, isn't it? So we're still learning and so forth. So if there's anything we can do for you, or to if you have any questions for us, etc., that we might be able to help you with, I don't know that we could, but we're open and available to you. You have a friend in Tulsa. You better come up here one of these days so we can go out.
We've been trying to get a float to be in a parade and have y'all to come down to.
Oh yeah,
home of Mardi Gras.
Done.
Have to come to Mobile, Alabama. You have to.
Okay, done. We'll make it happen. I've never been to a Mardi Gras. And by the way, the Mardi Gras started in Mobile. That's the originating place for it.
Yes.
So that's how, Jermaine, let's make that happen. That would be a ton of fun, and I would do that. I would drive down there for that.
I will send y'all the Mardi Gras schedule for next year. Ronnie, I need you in Mobile. Jason, I need you in Mobile for Mardi Gras. I don't know if have y'all been to New Orleans Mardi Gras before?
No, I'm too scared to go to. New Orleans.
Good. So come to Mobile. And we don't like.
I'd rather go to Mobile.
2 hours from New Orleans, so y'all just come on over, drive down to Mobile. Perfect.
That would be a once in a lifetime experience. Believe me, I would love it. Let's make it happen. Let's stay in touch. Yeah. Good luck in your podcast, man. Keep me updated.
You mind me give me a shout out? I want to get a shout out to
go ahead.
To Steph, or is it Chef Steph? Stephanie, maybe. I think she's a huge fan of First 38. All the
absolutely.
Man, I just want to get a shout out to her. So
absolutely. And who he's talking about is he's talking about the one that runs the First 48 Facebook page. And so,
Right.
well, we got to get off of here, man. I'm telling you, we'll probably have you on again, man. I'm seriously.
Oh, definitely.
I loved it. There's Steph right there. She's here.
There she goes.
Hello, Steph. All right, check
Hey,
out the
Steph.
First 48 Citizens page. They always do a really good job for us. We got to get off here so Amanda can take off. Thanks a lot, Jermaine.
All
I
right.
appreciate you.
Thanks, sir.
We'll see you. Go ahead
right.
and you can see y'all. Catch us next